Hello everyone, it's me in person. I just wanted to jump in and say thank you to everyone who watched the last guide. While I was expecting it to do good, because obviously guides do good on YouTube, it has quickly become the best video on the channel. It's 40% of the views and 20% of the watch time. So I just wanted to jump in and say thank you for everyone who watched, liked, subscribed. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on, say a quick thank you, and we'll cut over to the video. Hello, everyone. So I was a little hesitant to make this follow-up video just because there really isn't a whole lot left to the building system that I didn't show in the last video. There are a couple of other little things, but it wasn't really going to be that long of a video. So this might be a short one. I'm going to go over the quick little building things that I found since the last video, and show you a couple of little tips that I found to make your game hopefully a little bit easier. As you can see, our base is a little haphazard now. I kind of gave up on building an actual base because at this point in the game, it really doesn't make sense to build like an actual walled-in base, especially if you come across this area, which is just a gigantic, wide open space that with the Hearth stuff that I'm going to show, you can easily build just an expansive base to just have plenty of room. But I haven't organized stuff, so it's a little haphazard. But so Adamant is the next building material you get. And as you can see, there really isn't a whole lot to it. It is mostly an aesthetic building material. So right here, I tested it against the granite. And let's see if I can get a better view of this. I kind of built a bunch of stuff around it. As you can see, except at the top there, because I think I ran out of wood. Let me just finish that off. It is, it works if I can manage to jump my way up there. It works exactly the same as granite. I might have to cut this. Cut it. All right. So after that little bit of a struggle, as you can see, it is exactly the same as granite. The only difference is the walls are twice as thick. I don't believe they have extra health. It's a little hard to tell because it doesn't really give you a health count. It's more, why can't I hit this? Okay. I'm just gonna break a lot of stuff. That did 50. That did 50. If you look, 88, 94. So it does appear to have twice the amount of health as well. So if you're worried about hordes attacking, you can defend with that. But in my experience, hordes really aren't that big of a deal to worry about. So again, just aesthetics. And as you can see, these are some of the things you can build with it. Again, double thick walls with windows. The main thing is you get slopes. I know someone on YouTube was talking about building ceilings. There isn't a ceiling tile. As with the ruined buildings you'll find, all they use is floors and these sloped parts. So once you get adamant, you can get these slope parts. And you can make kind of a roof. It'll just be a floor piece, but it'll at least look like a roof. The other thing is columns. You get these like gigantic columns. Like that's the full height column. That's the double height column. Like that is really the main part of building it, but also you can build custom height columns. So as you can see, just to show that I made this custom, it wasn't actually it's shorter than that one as well. But so yeah, you can place columns as you like. Here's the door. Every door seems to be unique. So yeah, adamant, purely aesthetics. It doesn't give any extra building structure. It doesn't really do it. It has extra health. So if your base is getting attacked a lot, you can use adamant to defend it. But other than that, adamant pretty pointless, as you can see by the piles and piles of it I have over there. of I haven't really done anything with it because there really is no need to do anything with it. We are entering the last zone. I don't think there will be any other building material, but who knows? They might throw another one in. But this seems like kind of a final thing of they just added in a lot of aesthetic stuff. So with that, we'll jump over to the testing zone, and I will show you what I learned about hearths. All right, here we are in my testing zone, mainly because it's bright and it's really tall. So you can test a lot of stuff here. Where I was testing out as GG Toto, I think I said that name right, on YouTube, pointed out was they were playing around with hearths and learned you can overlap hearths. So it allows you to build things in a much larger space. Back in the other area, that is kind of what I use to build the camp that big and have resources everywhere. So it would allow you to build like an area for storage, an area for cooking, an area for forging. I need to kill this warg real quick. Yeah, so testing it out. I'm off of the hearth, so now I can't build anything apparently. So as you can see, these hearths, the areas are not connected. In this chest down here, I have a bunch of metal scrap, just because I figured it was the easiest way to show. So you see metal scrap, and there is no metal scrap in this area. So because they're not connected, I cannot repair. I need the resources. However, if I move this, so if I shift it over, they're now overlapping. Very slightly, but they are overlapping. And what you can see is now I have metal fragments. So I'm able to repair, even though the metal fragments are in that hearth area. And that had me thinking, because they were talking about like extending from hearth to hearth to hearth. So I was like, all right, are you able to connect multiple things across? So I have another hearth over here. I will repair smithy. As you can see, no metal fragments. Oh, because the wood scrap is on the other side. Again, I can't build the tiled hearth because I have no wood scrap. But if I come over here, I can now build this. So as you can see, they are very separate. And so what I will do, if I build a tiled hearth in the middle, build it on the floor, it is now encompassing everything. I have to make sure. I don't think it did. Yes. So you can see the lines. That line is that hearth over there. And you can see it overlaps by a significant amount. And this one does not encompass the chest with all the metal. So the cool thing, which I wish more survival games did this, is it extends inventories. So I still have the metal fragments, even though this hearth itself is not directly connected to the one with the resources. It's joined by this one right here. So inventory, not only does a hearth contain all the inventory within its area, it'll contain the inventory of any hearth connected to the Hearth network. So that hearth connects to this one, which so it shares inventory with this one, which then connects to that one and shares inventory. So theoretically, you could turn this entire area into a single base with a single inventory store. So as I was saying, I could turn this area over here into my storage space. I could have all my pallets here, all my chests here. So I'd come here just to dump off stuff. If I had inventory stuff I had to get rid of, I could just come here, dump it off, and never have to come back. And then I could come over here and build, say, my forge. So I would have just my smithing area. And I will go back to the other base in a bit. I'll cut here and go over to the other base to show how I have it set up over there. Yeah, being back, so back in the base, as you can see, I have everything kind of a little scattered. I have a hearth there. So this is my forge area. I have all my forging supplies, Well, not all of it. Some of it's at the other base. We haven't moved it all yet. But I have my ore, I have my ingots, and I have my furnace, my forge, chests with random stuff in it. So as I learned that we can just link hearths and make a network, I started worrying a lot less about organizing stuff because it's not all that important. But so yeah, I just have a bunch of chests there. I have pallets over there. I have pallets over there. You come up here, you have the cooking area. So this because they can pull from anything, I don't have to worry if Rob or Alan or I just dump food in a random chest. I do have it somewhat organized. There is food chests. But this is the food area. That's the forge area. Over here is the bed area, just because, again, trivial. I was going to do something with this back area. As you can see, I have a large hearth back there. But we have so much space now that we have a Hearth network that it's become pointless to build an actual base when we can just fight off the orcs here and not have to worry. Now back here, GG Toto also spoke about building hearths in the air, because it's something I didn't even think of, like building them vertically. Let me climb up here. All right, so now that I'm up here, GG Toto mentioned building a hearth up here, up vertically. So the build area is actually a cube. It is not just a flat plane. So as you can see the line, it goes up to the next level, but it doesn't reach that tile up above it. If we look down below, if I can get it to angle right, I can't get the camera to see it, but you can see it's on the floor below us, but not the single tile below that. So because it's a camp hearth, it is a very small area, but it just shows that it is vertical building as well. So if I build, let me do it, a chest up there. All right. So I climbed all the way down. I grabbed the metal scrap because I'm curious. I did not test this with the hearth that is down in the middle. I'm not sure how high that hearth goes because I can't see the build line with what I have built, because it's all the way out there. As you can see, it at least comes up to that part of that statue. So the build area is not just a square, it is a cube, which makes sense. Like, you can only build up so high. The one thing I'll say that I did test, because I was curious about, is it does not extend structurability. So even though I have a hearth right there, it is still not counting it as foundation level. It is counting it as high up off of the foundation as it actually is. But I want to test, so let's jump down. Hopefully I can manage this. Get a little bit of damage. Eat some cookies. So yeah, I guess it is too high up. So that is outside of this build area. So it might not be a perfect cube, because with that coming to here, I would think it would reach up there. So it seems the vertical height is not equivalent to the horizontal area. But if you want to build hearths up there, you could theoretically, back to theoretics, have an endless hearth network. If you had enough resources, I could just continuously build hearths over there, connect it to the mines, connect it down to our base there. It doesn't really seem necessary, and any hearth can get a siege. So I have 3 hearths here. Any one of these can cause a siege, which in our other base is a huge problem, because I have 5 hearths there, and it just says siege at City of Darrow, and I go, I don't know which one, so I need to look for the marker to show me which one. But yeah, that is the Hearth network, which, as I said, is a very good thing to build to just make your base a lot better. And that is really the only building things I've found since the last video. But I do have a little tip that I saw. Well, it was more of something I tested because I was getting very annoyed with the late game. So if I come to... So if you are having trouble with Abyss areas. Spoilers for later in the game. They are pits into the ground where light does not do anything and you get endless despair. So how we were doing it, because later on you have to come down here a lot to get gems called sunstones. So how we were doing it was we would build a ladder network. We would come down, we would mine, we would get despair, and we would race back up before we died. What I learned on stream is you can build a hearth down here. Now, I was assuming they would have any hearth building locked out of these areas because it makes this very difficult area very trivial. And it's taking a very long time to load. So yeah, so here I am. So this is typically the ladder network we would build. And as you can see, I'm in darkness, even though I'm next to a hearth. I'm like encased in light. Light doesn't matter down here. You will always be in darkness. But you can build a camp hearth, and when black diamonds become trivial, you can build a map stone. So I can now come down here, like just fast travel down here. I can come over, and I'll show you the other thing I learned, which I don't know if it is working as intended or if it is a glitch, but I can come down here and I can mine things. So the other thing I learned is, well, that's not the right one, is these little nodes respawn every time you fast travel. Was it this one? So you need these sunstones later in the game to make very good gear and to make a lot of, I believe it's lanterns you make with it. The problem is they're very rare and you can only really find them in these areas consistently. However, these little nodes always drop the same thing. So I know this one drops 5. That one drops 2. This one drops 5. If I come over here, grab this one. This one will drop me 4. So just like that, I got 11 sunstones. Alan and I came down here and probably spent 20 minutes and got 2. Once I learned you can fast travel down here, like I said, it became very trivial. So I don't know if this is working as intended or if this is a just exploit that they will eventually fix. But so now I'm just going to fast travel out. We'll fast travel back to our base, and then I'm just going to fast travel right back. The nodes will have respawned. I will be able to farm them again and get another 11. So we go back to Dark Mineshaft. Okay, now that it's loaded, oh, I always run the wrong way here. We can come back over here. I am tired. Or, oh no, I just don't have stamina because I fast traveled. I always forget that you don't get stamina back when you fast travel. And as you can see, the nodes have respawned. So I can come over here, I can grab this one for 2. Come down here, grab this one for 5. I'm trying some cookies because my guy is hungry and tired. But funny enough, the spider didn't respawn. It's always respawned. But yeah, then I can get another 4 sunstones. So there we go. Just like that, I have 22 sunstones in maybe 5-6 minutes, whereas it took me and Alan 20 minutes to get 2, trying to mine through those, climbing back up and down. So yeah, if you're struggling with these abyss areas, making a map stone down here makes it very trivial. And with that, that is the end of what I have found with building. Like I said, the adamant stuff is just for like aesthetics. It doesn't give you any extra structure. If they do update the game and add in more stuff, I might make another guide. But yeah, for now, that is essentially the entire building guide. I really wish there was a mode that you could come in and build a base and like have to defend it more than just the trivial horde on occasion. Because the building system, while basic, is like, it has very good roots. So I hope they do more with the building system. As I said, if they add more in, I will do some more experimenting and make another guide. But for now, that is it. Thank you everyone for watching, and happy building.